Hey everyone, welcome to Ghost Prime Reviews. In this video we take a look at Studio Series 86 Gnaw. Now he is of course a Sharkticon, and he is the first in the Studio Series 86 line proper. Now we did get a repaint of the, I believe it was the Titan's Return one, I may be wrong about that, the older Gnaw figure that was much smaller. That was a legend scale, and this is deluxe scale. He's short, he's got a lot of moving parts, he's actually very cool, he's very well painted. So I'll do some comparisons between that one and the other one in my review here in just a minute. I honestly think he's pretty cool. He's out now in stores. So before we get into it, I'd like you to do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Hit the thumbs down button if you have to. Let me know why you hit the thumbs down button. I would like to improve my videos. If you think I'm ugly, or if I just suck, or I say too much, let me know. So yeah, comment, and without any further ado, let's get to the review. All right, let's get into this packaging. So he does come with the back and the stage. I just want to point out this. This is an amazing, I love this art. This is very cool. Look at that face. That is awesome. Oh, that is just wicked. Anyway, on the back, you get the two modes, and you get to see him in how he shows up, how he's supposed to be. So let's just get that out real quick. I'm just going to go over the box quickly. This isn't very exciting. So inside the box, you do get a smaller version of what came with Slag and Grimlock. It's just exactly the same. I would have liked to see a Pit of Judgment, something different, Quintesson related, maybe the water, something that just sold it a little bit more. I understand it's in the same basic scene, but this is lazy to me, especially since they've kind of knocked it out of the park with all of them. This is not one of those. Of course, instruction sheets, nice teal and good rendered images, and you do some. It's pretty nice. It's pretty clear. Folds out straight. As prints on both sides, like all of them are. Very nice instructions. You also get his tail piece here, if I get it in focus. Please excuse my fingers. I got some paint on them, and I've been painting a proton pack this morning, so while it's drying, I'm knocking out a review. This is his tail. It's a spiky ball, and the only joint on it is this right here. It would have been cool if it was more jointed, but it actually doesn't look so bad. One really cool thing you do get is his gun. Now, I don't have the Generation 1 gun, but this looks just like the Generation 1 gun. This is awesome. Actually stay in focus. This is very, very well done. I love this. Very cool. You also get this, which is separated, is the top of the shark. Comes with the head, the arms, and the back piece. Oh, this piece is also, almost forgot about this piece. This is the fin. That's also separate. It goes in there. He can hold it kind of as a weapon. It's weird. So, and now you get that, and you have to assemble it via this channel and peg. And the robot. He comes in packaged in robot form. And that's the channel that you put this piece in. So what you do is you take the slot there, or put it in the slot right there, just like this. Slide it in. If it stays in focus, I can get it on camera just right. And then you kind of take that and just make sure it's all, there we go, in properly, and it stays. So let's get those weapons on him and get a closer look at him. All right, here he is in robot mode. Get in all the detail going on this guy. He is a very cool looking figure. You can see all the detail in the back, on the legs. Not too hollow on the back or anything like that. He's got some pretty decent paint work on him. I love the colors. The colors are really nice. They just pop. They're very, very accurate to the show or to the movie. And I just dig it. Let's see if I get close to that head sculpt. Very nice head sculpt with the painted green eyes. And look at the back behind him. Looks like he has shark teeth. Very, very cool. Absolutely love that. Silver painted teeth on the front and on the back, and those eyes, which we'll get into more in the shark mode. He looks very, very cool. Absolutely dig this. All right, here's a look at his robot mode straight on. Now, I would like to see some repo labels maybe here, or toy hacks for some more details here. It comes off kind of plain, but he has an excellent amount of sculpted detail. just an excellent amount of sculpted detail and different paint. I would like to see some of those G1 sort of inspired stickers. I think that would be fantastic for this guy. So for articulation, he has his shoulders. His arms go all the way around. He does have bicep swivels. He does have about a little over 90 degrees of the arm. This is hollow under here, which is where the hand goes during transformation. His shoulder doesn't go, or his elbow doesn't quite go back. It's a little over 90 and goes straight. His head is on a, feels like it's on a ball joint. Like he can move actually pretty good up and down. Not really side to side, but he does do fully 360. So it's like an angled ball joint, I think. It's got some good head movement, which is nice. Now he does not have any waist swivel, this is because due to transformation, but his legs can go out about that far. So it's not super far. To the front, about like that, and to the back, all the way till he hits his backpack. His knees can go about 90 degrees. He does have another joint there, but that's mainly for transformation. He does have ankle tilt, which is just completely breaks the sculpt, entirely breaks the sculpt for me. I don't think that's a very good way of doing it personally. He does have thigh swivel as well for the 360 degrees. Overall, in robot mode, he looks pretty decent. I do say. I think he looks pretty good. So before we get into transformation, we're gonna do some comparisons. So let's get to it. Here he is with the previous offering, which is him with the Legends class version that came with the Pit of Judgment. And yeah, you can see he is much, much bigger. Also a much different color. This one doesn't really represent the movie a whole hell of a lot. This is more, I think this is more accurate to the movie and toy. So it's actually a much better design. I still think this one looks very cool though. And one of the big things, he actually has this piece on his back behind his head where he is just sort of bare and just has a fin, actually completely empty except for the heads on the feet. So overall, this one is definitely the better design. And here he is with the Cyberverse one, which is basically a simplified, blown up version of the Titans Return, or the Combiner Wars, whatever one that one was. The previous one, the Pit of Judgment one. So, I mean, again, just the fin on the back, doesn't have the mouth up there, but it does kind of try to mimic it with these. So, you see how those actually compare. He is much more egg-shaped. And here he is next to my old, busted up, incomplete, yellowed Generation 1 version. As I was talking about earlier, I love these stickers. I would like to see maybe some colored stickers here, maybe some green on the arms. I like the green. I think the green pops on this one, but I would love to see maybe some toy hacks with that. Again, not necessary, but I think it'd be cool. Just personal, so personal opinion, I think that'd be awesome. And getting into transformation. Let's begin by removing both his gun and his tail piece, his flail, as if you will. So what we want to do is just take these arms and move them out of the way. If you don't already have this in the back, go ahead and just stick that in the back there now. Unpeg the back piece. Move it all the way up. Take this back piece here. It's on a hinge. Kind of move everything out of the way. Spin this all the way around on his chest. You see his chest spins all the way around right here. And then he's pretty simple to transform. Take his fists, put them in there, just fold them in. Take the heel spurs, fold those. The legs, this piece here will come all the way up. And then you take the legs and fold them all the way around, and tuck them right under there. Now, there is a peg right there where the bottom of the foot pegs into, just like that. I think you can actually get that on camera, like that. So those sit like that. You do that for both legs. Fold it around, stick it in there, and if you see that peg in there, just press it together. Then you take the whole top part right here, move it up, and there's pegs here and peg holes there, and that pegs into there, and then there's a peg here and a slot there. That's just kind of snaps together like this, so that you have that at the side. I get that in focus like that. Move his jaw up and take his legs, turn his legs and kind of go like this with them on either side. They do not move up and around like the previous ones both did. Take his arms, move them down, around. Take the flail piece, plug it into his butt, right there. So he has the tail, and he does stand up, even though his, let's get him to stand up here, even though his legs are like that. So he looks pretty good. You can take his gun. His gun does have a peg right there. It's a small peg hole. You can fit it on right in this peg hole on the side. So he could be a shark with a gun on his back. Let's get him to actually stand up. There we go. So yeah, he looks pretty decent. And when you look at it, let's get up close on that face. It looks really good. He's got silver teeth. He's got the pink around the jaw and those just beautifully painted green eyes. Love those. Very, very cool. All the way around. Now you can, as a minor gripe, you can see his feet sticking there. Again, it's a minor gripe. He is much more sloped than the previous ones, where the previous ones are more round. I would like to see maybe some way to get the legs up further. But he does stand kind of okay once you get him standing. He has some pretty good detail along the back and the fin. So articulation in this mode, he does have a jaw that opens up. You actually move his hand down a little bit, opens like that. The top also moves up, so you can get a really big jaw, which is very cool. You can see his head, and if you look under him, there's his head poking out right there. So he's looking at the ground. But so if you try to close his jaw like this, you're going to get some, it's going to look silly. A derp face. But if you move this top part and make sure it's down, the teeth close wonderfully, which is awesome. The arms have a pin joint here, hinge joint, and a pinned joint there, which is kind of a bummer because you can't really get any good poses. You can't really make his arms look really good. And they are quite forward. I mean, I guess that's okay because this is his back piece. They actually could have put him there. Maybe, I haven't looked, but it might be somewhat accurate. Again, it's a nitpick. I think he does look very cool in the shark mode. Let's take this off for a second. I think he does look very cool in this mode, and he does stand up okay. Let's get into comparisons real quick. Here he is with the previous offering. I'm glad they went back to the silver teeth like they did before they repainted it in the Pit of Judgment. So he does have like a gray teeth there. So it does look definitely more accurate. Kind of looks more colored like this one, only this one is just really nice. Love the colors on it. And one thing actually I would like to point out is how just egg-shaped this one is, where that one actually looks more like it should in the cartoon. And here is the Cyberverse one, which he actually scales with a bit better, but the paintwork is nowhere near as cool. So they actually scale a little better, again with the egg shape. And here he is with my broken, incomplete Generation 1 version. So there we finally see the longer sort of body show up. One thing again, his legs just don't move back there in this position. He like I said, look at it. He stands well. It looks okay, but the legs should be a little more like this one. So he has a bit more of a tail piece. I don't know how they would have done that with transformation. It's a very minor gripe, but it's something to know that all of the other ones do it. This one does not. But it looks great. It looks great. Again, I'm just trying to be subjective here. I actually really like this figure. So yeah. Are you going to troop build these guys? Because they would look cool troop built. I think overall he's cool, and he could be like the leader of the Sharkticons in your collection if you already have a bunch of the smaller ones. If not, there's other reasons to pick him up. He's definitely different. He's a completely different figure. He's painted really nicely. He doesn't have the blue teeth. He actually went back to the silver teeth, which is nice, and they're very long and menacing looking like in the movie. So this is a few reasons to pick him up. He's pretty cool. He's got some good posability. There's a couple things I don't like. I do wish these shark arms had like better articulation. The shoulders, they look kind of weird. The legs are pretty far back in my opinion, but it does stand pretty well. And this ankle tilt breaks the mold, and that's, I don't think he looks good in the A pose. Other than that, they're minor gripes, and I think he's pretty good. And I really do recommend you pick him up if you happen to see him. The background, if you're collecting the backgrounds, you're displaying the backgrounds. God, I don't know if I don't have any space for that, but if you do, it's exactly the same as the Dinobots, and I think they could have done a little better. Maybe put the Pit of Judgment back there. Maybe, you know, I don't know, something with maybe a Quintesson, something cool looking in the background, and actually put him. Otherwise, it's just the same reuse. I would say pick him up if you happen to see him. He's a good figure. So I'll see you guys next video. I'm not sure what I'm doing next, but I'll see you there.